today we're going to discuss about park functions of the Fardriver controller. So currently we have two park functions. We have this reverse park function and another is the switch park function. So we're going to discuss both of that, and then we're going to test each of them, and also we're going to discuss the settings that is required to achieve that. Okay, so I guess maybe here I can, okay, here I guess I can do it here. Alright, so here we go. Okay, alright. Okay, so for the reverse park function of the Fardriver app, what happens is when it is enabled, it prevents your motorcycle from backward sliding, especially when you are uphill. So for example, you are uphill, and then when you try to move your motorcycle backwards, it prevents you from doing that and instead pushes you forward momentarily. So it prevents you from backward sliding. And then for the switch park, what happens is when you are riding downhill or uphill, so both of those scenarios, what happens is when you try to twist the throttle while you will run as usual, your motorcycle will move forward as usual, but when you try to release the throttle, what happens is the motor tries to stop. Okay, so it prevents you from moving forward. But for moving backward, I haven't tried that one, so let's test that one later. So yeah, that's the switch part. So for example, when you are running downhill, and then when you try to release the throttle, it will prevent your motorcycle from moving forward. So the vehicle is coming into a halt. So let's open first our Bluetooth and location right now, and then we're going to open Fardriver app. Okay, and then here you'll just have to go to Bluetooth communication here. Okay, so by the way, I'm using a 2 kilowatt motor running at 72 volts. So, and the motor is a QS motor, that's a 2000 watts motor, and then it's a high speed type. For some reason, the park function is not working properly on high torque type motors, because I also have a high torque type motor. So I think the park function is only programmed for high speed type motors. And also I asked the manufacturer through WhatsApp, the Fardriver through WhatsApp, and then they said that the firmware for the Fardriver is not supporting high torque type motors, so you should buy high speed type motors if you want to test that one. But yeah, I haven't tested it yet on balance, because we have this high torque type motors, we have balance motor, which is a balance between the torque and the speed, and we have high speed type motors and the ultra high speed motor. So yeah, so for the high speed motor it works, but for the high torque type motors it's not. So one of the things that you keep in mind when you want to test the park functions. So here we go to Bluetooth, then I guess, yeah, I'm already connected. It's automatically connecting right now. And then we're going to discuss first the settings that you need to do to configure that. So here right now we are on the simple mode. So here is the simple mode right now, and then right now park function is enabled, but IP function is enabled here, but here the park function is currently disabled. And then we can easily change here, switch park disabled and reverse park, but right now let's set that one to disabled first. We're going to discuss first the settings required for it to work. So here we are right now at the parameters section. So here let's see the changes that is needed here. For parameters, I guess no. Wait, let me check. Max line, yeah. So here we don't have to do some changes on this one. Then races in speed, races in gear, energy regenerate. Okay, so I guess here in these areas you don't need to change. Then here on the functions section here, so here on the functions section we have this pause pin. So this pause pin here is by default on 0 NC, which means not connected. So we need to change this to 9 pin 18. So 9 pin 18, well, we have this black line on my LCD right now. I haven't bought a new LCD yet for replacement, so yeah, just persevere with me with this one. So we have this NC not connected. That is the default value there if you haven't changed that one. Then you just have to change that to a pin that is not used. So on my case we have this 9 pin 18. This one I am not using that because, as you can see here, it's not assigned to any of the pins here. So I just select the 9 pin 18 here, this one. Okay, 9 pin 18, so just select that one. Then that's for the pause pin. Then what else? So I guess this pause pin is only required if you are using the switch park function. So we're going to discuss that one later. So for the reverse park, I guess you don't need to set this one if you just need the reverse park function. But yeah, let's see later. Here we have the slow down function here, or slow down configuration. So we just have to set that to 7 for now. I guess we are this slowdown function. I forgot the actual description of this one, but currently I set it to 7. I guess it is the amount of uh, sorry, I guess for the slowdown it gives you the maximum assist if you set it to 7. So you could play with these values, but yeah, I set it to 7 currently. I guess we could create another video to discuss the details of this, but right now we have this slowdown function set to 7. Then I guess that's it for the function section. Pause spin and the slowdown, we just have to change that. Then here, park. So currently we set that one to disabled first. Then, but later, if you want to test the switch park and reverse park, we could just do that on the simple mode. And then next is here on the display, we don't need to change anything here. Then here on the protect, nothing I guess here, yeah. Then on the product, here on the product we have brake steel part, no, not that one. Here we have the slowdown RPM set currently to 256. I guess the values here is between 256 to 1024. I guess I forgot the actual values here, but here I guess 256 is the very slowest. So when you try to slow down, it will give you a 256 RPM. So this is the slowest that the motor or the controller can provide. Then here on the slowdown coefficient, I just set that to 6. So I also forgot the details of this one, but yeah, we could make another video to discuss the details of each functions, but currently just set that one to 6 for now. Then I guess that's it. So as a review, the changes that will be made will be here on the functions section. We have backward pin, the pause pin, set it to 9, pin 18, then slow down, set it to 7. Then here on the product, we just have to set the slowdown RPM to 256 and slowdown coefficient to 6. I guess that's it. Then yeah, you're good to go for the testing. So once you've tried that one already, now you could just go to simple mode, and then here we could just select the park function that we need, whether it's switch park or reverse park. So we're going to test first the reverse park. Okay, so for the reverse park, what happens is it prevents you from backward sliding. So here it prevents your motorcycle from moving backward if ever you lose control, like for example on an uphill. So it prevents you from going backward. Okay, so it's helpful, I guess, when you are running uphill, so it prevents you from moving backward. Okay, so let's save that. Oh, what happens here? There's an error. Right parameter. Wait, there's an exception. I'm not sure what happened. Okay, so there's an exception happened. There's an error that, as you can see here earlier, but yeah, the config works right now. So here, when you try to move your motorcycle backward, so let's test one. So when you're moving forward, it's okay. Yeah, you're running as usual. But when you try to move your motorcycle backward, so let's test moving backward. Yeah, it prevents you from moving backward, as you can see. So that's one. Let's try again. There, move forward. So let's release the brake. So currently we are pressing the brake lever. I'm going to release the brake lever, then move backward. So let's see. Okay, so let's move again. Let's move the motorcycle. So we're releasing, we're not touching anything here. Then move backward. Okay. So yeah, it prevents you from moving backward and pushes your motorcycle forward a bit. Okay, so that is the behavior of the backward sliding. So it is helpful when you are running uphill. So again, let's try again. Oh, yeah. So as you can see, it prevents you from moving backward. So that's the park function for the reverse park. Yeah, that's it. As you can see there, if it detects that you are moving backward, it will just move you forward temporarily, just like that. So that's the behavior of the backwards sliding, or the reverse park function. Okay, so let's try again there. Let's try a bit again, a little bit. Okay, so here, so as you can see, if we try to move backward here, yeah, so even if I am not pressing the throttle, it will move you forward, just like that. So yeah, I'm just touching this handle bar right now. Okay, so yeah, so yeah, it prevents you from moving backward, as you can see. So that's a nice feature for the Fardriver controller. So when you are going camping or doing a tour, it's very helpful feature. So yeah, that's nice. Let's test here. Okay, so again, yeah, so yeah, so it prevents you from moving backwards. So yeah, there's a nice feature of the Fardriver app. Then for the switch part, we're going to use this one. So here, I'm not sure why this error is showing up. Before it's not showing, but yeah, you can just ignore that one for now. Well, the config is applying normally, so I guess we could just ignore that error. So here we set that to switch park right now. So if you have a park, for that pin, Yeah, as you can see here, you are using the pause pin, right? So the pause pin, if you want to park downhill. Oh, wait, I'm not connected for some reason. Right. So let's try to scan again. Let's try to close and open the Fardriver app. This is weird. There you go. Okay, now that we are connected, we just go back again here. So as you can see, we have these here, the pause pin. So here, the pin 18, I am not actually sure what wire is this, but you can connect here a switch. I guess cruise pin and pause pin, I guess, is sharing the same connector, I guess. I forgot. But yeah, just have to do some search on the pins here. But I guess the pin 18 here, if you find the pin 18, you could connect a switch there. And then when that one is turned on, I mean that switch is turned on, it will perform a park when you are doing downhill. So it prevents you from moving downward when it is parked downhill. So that's the switch part for the, but here as you can see, we selected the pin 18, but I don't have a switch for that, so meaning it is turned off by default. So when it is turned off by default, it is on the drive state, not on the park state. So if you are on the drive state, and when you are running downhill, what happens is when you release the throttle, it will prevent your motorcycle from moving downward. So it will stop your motorcycle midway when you're running downhill. So let's test that one. So return to simple mode, then change the park function to switch park, then save. Okay, then let's test moving downward. Okay, so let's wait for the cars to pass by. Okay, there you go. So we're going to test the downward function. And when you are twisting the throttle, you will just run as usual. But if you are releasing the, if you release the throttle, it will stop the motorcycle. It will prevent you from moving forward when you are on downhill. So let's try this one. So here, as you can see, we're moving downhill right now. But if I release the throttle right now, it's actually preventing me from moving forward. Somehow like a brake assist, like an engine brake, wherein it is very slow when you are running downhill. This is weird because I tried this one before and it's actually stopping you. But I guess that is a short slope, so maybe the effect is not really that much. But right now, as you can see, I'm not using the brake levers there, but yeah, it prevents me from I mean, not really prevent, but it slows me down when using downhill when you release the throttle. But when you try to press the throttle, it will run as usual. But when you prevent that, there you go. So it's somehow like a brake assist downhill. So there you go. So here, if I'm not using the brake levers, but it is slowing me down. Just like that. So yeah, just like that. So it's not preventing you from moving downward, but it will slow you down. So it helps on assisting you on braking when moving downhill. So yeah, I guess it's still a pretty good function, especially when you're doing downhill, because before, when I am using this, when I'm using the motorcycle without this function, I am pressing the brake aggressively just to move downhill safely, especially when I'm camping on steep mountains. So it prevents me from it has it will, I mean, for your brake pads, what happens is it will overheat because of too much heat, because of pressing the because of too much heat when you're trying to press the brake levers to go downhill. So here, even if you're not using the brake pedal, I mean the brake levers here, you're still moving. You can still safely descend with this feature, as you can see. You just have to release the throttle and it will slow it up, so you can control your descent with this function. So it's very helpful when you're running downhill. So it will not it will also save you from your brake pads, because your brake pads will not overheat that much when you're using this feature. So it's a very helpful feature for the Fardriver controller. It actually is making me brake, I mean, it's assisting me on the brake without using the brake levers. So it's a pretty cool feature actually. But yeah, I guess you shouldn't use that on flat roads. So I guess that's it for the park functions. I guess you could create it's not really that good when you're using it on flat roads. It might cause some accidents, so yeah, don't use. So I guess that's it. Just have to maybe create another video for the configuration for slowdown, like this one, the slowdown RPM, and the slowdown coefficient. So I guess yeah, that's it for. Thank you for watching.